Chief Technician Joseph A. Martinez. I am present in the basement floor of 215 East 161 Street at the NYPD Property Clerk's Office. Today is the 26th of January, the year 2017. Present time now is approximately 12:12 p.m. I'm going to have numerous members of the DA's office as well as defense counsel and his client to identify themselves on the record.
Jeffrey Emdin, EMDIN, 499 7th Avenue, New York, New York. Law firm Emdin and Russell on behalf of Jose LaSalle, who's also present.
Jose LaSalle.
You don't have to give an address.
1210-1969, Jose LaSalle.
I am Gary Lee Hebner, Senior Investigative ADA for Bronx County DA's Office.
Assistant District Attorney Peter Kennedy of the Bronx DA's Office.
Detective Investigator Peter Morrow, M-O-R-O. My shield number is 288. I'm an investigator for the Bronx District Attorney's Office.
He's here right.
Was there a table down there? Just two tables. The rest of everything out.
Okay, that's fine. So you can just take what the envelopes that they hand you now. You're taking possession. Mr. LaSalle is going to need to give his permission for Detective Morrow to take the property.
This one is for the phones. Yeah, but the expired ID? Oh, okay. Check out your place today, make tomorrow, okay?
Thank you.
Hey, it's gonna take 15 minutes, okay? Yes, please. You have another piece of ID? You have a debit credit card? I need something else to take more than. You have debit card? What's wrong with it?
Put the consent on the house.
Wait until they hand the bags over, and then he can just say that he gives his consent for Detective Morrow to take
See you back.
the seal.
We're just walking down there together.
Yep.
And just divvy them up down there. All on the record, all on camera.
Okay, this is for the GoPro and the other camera. You can sign right now. Okay, you want to record the, oh, okay.
Sorry, gotcha.
Okay. And this is for the radio and other electronics. You just sign right now.
So, he didn't mention the SIM card?
They're all listed on the vouchers. We're going to open the bags.
Okay.
These are all the vouchers.
Okay. I'm using the LC card as well.
No. Please don't open them.
Yeah, we'll bring the bags back.
All right. Unfortunately, they want the bags here. So you could record me opening up the bag.
Can we just do it? Right, okay, that's, all right.
So then you're going to open up the bags, and the detective's going to take immediate possession
Yes.
of all the contents so that we can review it?
Yes.
And that's with my client, Mr. LaSalle's consent?
Is that correct, Mr. LaSalle?
So,
For this purpose, now.
Well, what we can do is before you cut the bags open, can we just note for the camera the sealed condition of these 3 bags, please? And Detective Morrow, if you want to approach, and Joe, you can film Detective Morrow looking at each of these bags and inspecting that, in fact, each one of them is in a sealed condition.
I verify each of these bags. 3 of them are here, are all in sealed condition.
Okay, Mr. LaSalle, is that your observation as well? Do you want to approach and confirm that in fact all 3 of these bags are sealed and have not been opened?
You can touch it.
Thank you.
yeah, this is the glue up there. Yeah, I confirmed that the bags are sealed.
Okay. Okay, so we're
I
gonna,
gotta give consent to
we're,
possession of it?
the clerk is gonna cut each of these bags open and is gonna, with your consent, will give the contents of each of these bags to Detective Morrow.
Can you
and we
wait?
Walk down the hallway.
Can you identify which bag you're opening first, please? It's voucher number.
2005-73705. Contents is a GoPro and another camera. This is a radio and some wires.
What's the number? The voucher number, please.
Voucher number 2000-573-150. And an earpiece.
Was this part of it?
That's probably an earpiece or something, little piece of plastic. Last one is 2000-573-703. And it's 2 phones. There's a SIM card in here. And some type of cover for the phone. The SIM card.
Let's just let the camera get all of those items.
Can we also turn over the just for clarification, my client says it's not a SIM card, but that is a memory card.
Micro SD card, which was removed from the phone.
And I don't know if you heard that videographer, but that was inside one of the phones.
That's what it looked like. That's one of the phones which I don't need. The only phone that will have that SIM card would be the S7, because the S6 has an internal drive. So that was removed from within the S7
Okay,
for whatever reason, because when they took possession of it, it was still in the phone.
okay. So We've depicted all of these items as they've been removed from the bag, so Detective Morrow will now collect all of them.
And the SIM card.
Some Michael is
The camera can depict Detective Morrow retrieving all of these items, and we'll walk down the hallway to the room where we can inspect them further.
Thank you for your help.
Good night.
We can get a copy of the, you said there's some invoice showing the transfers that they made.
No, it's not one of the pieces on our list, so if I need something else. So just ask the supervisor. I've never seen that.
Maybe you can use the folder to put it on top. It'd be easier to carry on the phone. I don't want to drop it.
You won't drop.
There's things in there that I can move.
When the next person calls you, just
Let me get ahead of you.
Okay, so Detective Morrow has all the property?
Let's go. Easy does it.
Thank you very much.
Slow up, slow up. Stay there. I'll tell you what to do.
Watch yourself, go to the left.
To the left. Where to, Pete?
All the way down. And to your left. To your left.
Those tables right here?
The second table.
The one closest to me or the
The
further?
one furthest from you.
Hold on.
Hold on, hold on. We can have the room then? Yeah. Oh, okay.
Hold on, let's take a look at it. Come on. Thank you.
We need to record the number that these three.
Could somebody go in there and clear out the room, see if it's clear?
Record.
The bag number, you.
There you go.
We
Pete,
did, we did.
We did.
Pete, could you go in the room, see if it's clear?
Sure. Hold on one second, Detective. Yeah, we're good.
All right, follow up. Yeah.
You want to close the door, Mr. Emden? So we've just walked down the hallway, but we'll all note our appearance again for the record. The same parties that were present at the property clerk window are now in a private room. I'm Assistant District Attorney Peter Kennedy.
ADA Gary Lee Hebner.
Jeffrey Emden, attorney for Mr. LaSalle.
Jose LaSalle.
Detective Investigator Peter Morrow, M-O-R-O.
Okay.
Chief Technician Joseph Rick Martinez, Bronx District Attorney's video unit.
Now, Mr. LaSalle, as you can see, all the property that was taken out of the bags down the hallway is now laid out on the table in front of us. The device that you have in front of you is yours, am I correct?
Correct.
Okay, so that was not an item that was in any of the bags.
Correct,
That was
okay.
just. If you wouldn't mind just putting that away for just a moment, then, just so there's no confusion as to what's on the table. As we discussed before we started videotaping these proceedings, one of the reasons we're doing this is so that the phone, which our office, the Bronx District Attorney's Office, is going to retain temporary possession of, we are going to take and put into a sealed security envelope. Which phone is it, Mr. LaSalle, that is the Galaxy S6 that is going to be forensically examined?
Can the detective turn that one over? Remove, that cover from it? Can you please remove the cover that's on top of the phone? It gotta be that one. Turn it over.
You need to look at the back
I
of it?
need the back, yeah, make sure.
The phone is off, am I right?
Galaxy X6 Edge, there it goes.
Okay. So,
We consent to you taking custody for the purpose of vouchering it as potential evidence.
okay. So, Detective Morrow, if you wouldn't mind taking that phone, and the camera will depict you placing it into a security envelope.
I just put the phone into a security envelope. The bag number is C476383. Today's date is 1/26 of the year 2017. There's just one item here enclosed.
Mr. LaSalle, are there, I know that there was what you described at the window as a memory card, and you indicated when we were still at the property clerk's window that that memory card belonged to the Galaxy S7, which at that time was in the same security envelope at the window, correct?
It could be, I would have to check the S7. I would have to go into, open it and see if the...
Okay, do you want to have the detective open the back of the S7 and see
You
whether or
can't
not...
open the back like that.
Yeah, what you use?
To clarify, the S6 doesn't have the ability to have an external,
No, it has an internal
Doesn't have-
memory.
you
Doesn't
can't-
have
a drive, a
yeah,
slot,
a slot
to put in an external.
to put extra.
Right, so that card can't go to the S6.
Correct.
Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, so I guess to simplify, my question is, this phone, as it exists in this security envelope, is all that we need in order to perform a forensic analysis on this device, correct?
Unless they did something to it.
Okay.
We have not seen this phone since Mr. LaSalle has been arrested. It's been in NYPD custody. We don't know if it's been tampered with or anything.
And with that caveat, and that's, I understand that, but with that caveat, what I'm asking you is there any other component that belongs with this phone that was with it at the time that you were arrested, other than the phone itself that is now in the security envelope?
The cover that was on it, which
Okay.
was removed.
The cover is a piece of, we can look at the cover on the table. The cover is a piece of plastic, correct?
Yes.
It has no mechanical parts or anything like that.
Right.
So we don't need that cover to do anything with the phone.
Correct.
So I'll ask you again, is there any other component that should be with this phone that was with it at the time that you were arrested, other than the phone itself, that would be needed in order to perform a forensic analysis on it?
No.
Very good, thank you.
Can I have the voucher number that you're
I
putting?
need the original invoice number.
I thought you gave a number just a moment.
He wants to, he's looking
That's
for
just the
that.
bag number.
What's the bag number?
I'm continuing.
Just repeat the bag number for Mr. Emden.
C as in Charlie, 476383.
Did we get that on video, Joe? The bag number?
I'll hand you this voucher, detective, in a moment, but the invoice number that relates to this particular item,
That's the prior invoice.
yes, the prior invoice number, is 2000573703.
200057
3703.
3703. I'm going to record that to show the continuation from the original property voucher, that this is just an added bag security envelope in conjunction with that original property.
You can write transferred from. Is that acceptable, Mr. Emden?
Yes, my only suggestion would be probably to make a copy of this voucher and put it into that bag.
Is this a copy, or that's a copy, right? Or those are originals?
No, we'll just take a video, we'll take a video of these both front and back, because this is our only copy of this right now. I don't want to lose our only copy. But all this is a printout from the NYPD
No, I know, I was
system.
just suggesting
The
that.
bag has that identifying bag number on it, and it's going to be in a sealed condition, so we've now noted for the videotape that it pertains to the original voucher. And furthermore, Detective Morrow, I see, has just written that original voucher number on this security envelope. You could just write transferred from in front of that number, if you don't mind, Detective. Okay. All right. Unless there's anything else that you think should be noted on the outside of this security envelope, Mr. Emden, we'll have Detective Morrow seal it.
I
Okay?
have a question. What was the original item number of this?
There were 3 items I'm sorry, 4 items on that voucher, and the item in question, the Galaxy S6 Edge, is item number 1.
Okay, so you could put item, there you go. Okay. So, unless there's any objection, Mr. Emden, at this time, we'll have Detective Morrow seal this security envelope.
Sealed.
Joe?
The security envelope is now sealed.
Okay. Do you want to, why don't we slide it to Mr. LaSalle so that he can, and counsel, and they can inspect it and agree that it is in a sealed condition?
I acknowledge it. I would put the detective's name on this.
I can write it right across the seal.
Okay. I would put your name and your shield number and the date, please. Next to your name. Can you put it on the white part where it's visible?
You do
You
both.
why
We'll
don't,
sign
yeah,
it.
why don't we have you sign the
Sign
sealed
across the
portion with the
seal.
Sharpie?
Yeah. Do both.
Okay?
And you have to generate an invoice too?
We'll video those, but then we'll make copies.
No, to make a new invoice, right?
That's our system now.
No, you don't have to.
Detective Morrow will generate a chain of custody form. Now that he's going to be taking possession of it, he'll generate a chain of custody form, and we'll get you a copy of that.
What did you want me to do on the...
Put your name and shield number and the date next to your name.
Okay. Why don't you slide it to the middle of the table and just let the camera, why don't you face it towards the camera and just let the camera capture exactly how the bag looks at this time. I should also note for the record that these security envelopes come with a security feature, which are these concentric rings at the top of the bag, as well as some of the other tamper-proof features, like these lines that are on the left and right. If the bag is opened, attempted to be opened, it will actually indicate these rings will no longer be intact. So as you can see at this time, all of those concentric rings are in an intact position, and the bag has been sealed over it, or the seal has been closed over it. Okay? You want to take another look, Mr. LaSalle or Mr. Emden? Are you satisfied that the bag is in a sealed condition?
Yes.
And that cell phone again is a... What type of cell phone was that?
S6 Edge.
S...
6.
What brand is it?
It's a Samsung S6, number 6 Edge.
Is it a Galaxy?
No, it's just a Samsung.
Samsung.
Yeah,
How is it described on the original invoice?
it's right.
Yeah, just,
It's just,
do you,
see, it's just a Samsung 6 Edge Plus. Oh, it's an Edge Plus. So it's a Samsung right here.
But doesn't it say Galaxy here? Isn't that word underneath this Galaxy?
You know?
Yes, it is.
So am I correct? It's a Samsung Galaxy S6 Edge
Plus.
Plus. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
S6S...
Samsung Galaxy
Right.
S6 Edge Plus.
The plus is a numerical plus.
plus sign.
Plus sign. Okay? So now the camera can depict that Detective Morrow is going to be taking sole and exclusive possession of this phone, which is in the sealed security envelope. And unless there's anything else related to this item, we can move on to the other items that are on the table.
Nothing else as
Can
far
I
as
take a
I'm
look?
concerned.
Can I take a look at it? I just want to, I really want to take a look, see if it was damaged in any kind of way. Yeah, so I was just taking a look to make sure it wasn't
Sure.
damaged or
And does
screen crack or anything like that.
And is it?
Looks, you know, that it's not damaged and it looks in the condition that I gave you.
Okay,
I
so-
mean, that they took it.
Externally speaking.
Right.
Externally speaking.
Okay,
Right.
so cosmetically, it appears to be in relatively the same condition as it was when it was taken from you by the police?
Yes, it appears to be.
Very good, okay.
Yeah.
So, Detective, you could take possession of the phone. And then why don't we, the rest of the items, as we've previously agreed, are going to be returned to you, Mr. LaSalle. So why don't you take each one of them in turn, and you can describe what it is that we're looking at?
Can I also have maybe a signature of Mr. LaSalle underneath mine on this?
On the bag, let's have him sign the bag.
On
Sure,
this?
why don't we have him sign, we can have him sign your memo
Not
book
on
and
the
the...
bag.
Not on the bag?
No.
Okay, so is that acceptable, Mr. Ramden?
What's the purpose of him signing?
It
That
just
he-
shows that I had 12:30 hours, we were in the basement of 215 East 161st Street, the basement room, and I recorded the original voucher, the item number, and the type of item that it is, a cell phone, a Samsung Galaxy cell phone. And I just want to have him sign underneath my signature that I took possession of it, and he witnessed it.
Because essentially, it was released by the police department. Technically, it is your client's property, but he is consenting to its release to Detective Morrow. I don't have an objection to that.
No, we put that on record for the purposes of re-vouchering this item as potential evidence. We consent to him doing that.
My understanding is this isn't going to be revouched, it is as it is right now.
Well, I mean, re-vouchered in the sense that it's been put into a security envelope with a unique number, and it's going to be in your exclusive custody until it's transferred to the Federal Bureau of
Understood.
Investigation for Forensic
Understood.
Analysis. Okay? So I think it's pretty evident from the video that you're consenting to it being taken into possession by Detective Morrow for subsequent transfer to the FBI, correct?
Well, we have to work out the
Okay.
details with the FBI. We are just, at this point, we're only dealing with the fact that we want you to retain custody as potential evidence. My client has never touched it. I've never touched it. Nobody in this room has touched it. It is in the same condition as when you picked it up from the property clerk moments ago.
And while it is in your exclusive possession, Detective, the bag is not to be opened or the items inside not in any way to be tampered with.
Understood.
Okay.
That's all.
All right, so that issue regarding the S6 having been taken care of, Mr. LaSalle, why don't you take the items that are now on the
Can you
table?
pass me the LG 360?
Okay, why don't you describe for the camera what each of these items is?
So this is a 360 camera, which gives you a 360 view video of the area that whichever I take a picture, I pick it up and I do a video, it gives me a 360 look around of video. Also, if I take a picture, it gives me
No,
a
no, they just want you to identify what it is.
360. Oh, is a video recording device and also a camera.
Could you just hold it up so I could just take a look at it? Could you show me the shell to it, the sleeve? Thank you.
Cosmetically, does this appear to be in the same condition as it was when it was taken from you by the police on the date of your arrest?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to open it now to look inside for my SIM card, which should be in there, which is not, which it was removed.
Could you turn it so I can see?
So
it,
my
please?
SD card was removed from here.
Hold it there, please.
It's a memory card.
Thank you.
Okay.
You said SIM card and memory
It's
card, so is it?
it's a micro SD.
So it's not a SIM card?
No, it's a micro SD.
So
micro
it's
SD.
So it's a memory card
Memory
purely?
card.
Okay.
Yes.
And can I ask ADA
It's not in there.
Havner, the voucher?
I'm about to look into that.
Hold on one second, just so that the camera can get everything that we're doing. Can you tell me can you read for the record which voucher this camera was vouchered under?
2000573705. 2 items in the bag. The second item, item 2, is listed as camera, color gray, make LG.
And what is the first item in the bag?
Camera, color gray, make GoPro, model Hero.
Okay. Is there any mention of a memory card or a SIM card or a micro SD card on that voucher?
No, and we'll make copies, video recording of these.
Okay. Why don't we show this to the camera?
It's two sides. I would note that for all three vouchers, these are the final NYPD vouchers indicating the last entry with today's date signifies RTO, which is return to owner. So that's a significant last entry on all three of these vouchers.
The return to owner being today, you mean?
Yes, today's date, just moments ago, that last entry is on here now.
Okay.
Well, in terms of whether or not we didn't take possession of this, because it's now has an item removed, I don't know if we're gonna put this in the middle right now for it to be vouchered as evidence as well.
Just to be clear, as far as I'm concerned, this NYPD voucher is simply the entry of, as far as NYPD is concerned, they had 3 bags of evidence, that they've now returned the 3 bags of evidence. That's simple.
I think what you're asking is whether or not you're going to take possession now of this, or if you're going to...
Leave it with you, because we are maintaining that this has been tampered with, and that his memory of what he's filmed has been removed.
That's right. I
Okay.
thought that was our discussion when we were starting.
Okay.
Well, so far, the micro SD card that wasn't there when they took possession of it is not in there no longer.
Okay. And the SIM card that was separately in a different bag, I believe, does that belong to this device?
I don't know yet.
Because that's not a SIM card, that's a
That's a
memory.
micro SD, so
Micro SD memory.
Is it possible that that micro SD card belongs to this camera?
I can let you know once let me get that one. I'll be able to look to see if the
The GoPro?
micro SD camera is in the GoPro.
Okay, so one moment before we hand that to you.
It's the same voucher. Item number 1 is the GoPro camera.
Okay, so why don't we hand the GoPro camera to Mr. LaSalle?
I'm going to remove the seal because
Could you hold it up so I can see?
yeah, because the micro SD card will be behind the cover.
What is this that we're looking at?
Oh, this is a GoPro. It's a GoPro video recording device and camera.
Okay,
Turn it to the other side, please.
and
Side by side.
It's a Hero Plus GoPro.
okay, and can you tell us whether or not cosmetically it appears to be in the same condition that it was at the time of your arrest? Just outwardly?
The outer shell, yeah, it seems to be in the condition that they when they took it from me.
Okay,
When they-
you were starting to say something. Does it appear to you to be in the same condition, or?
No, the shell appears to be in the same condition.
Okay, so the outside of the device appears to be the same as when it was taken from you on the day
Yes.
of your arrest. Okay, so you can proceed.
Nice. And now I'm going to open it to look into the back of it. Okay, so
Why don't you let the camera capture what you're looking at?
right now I'm looking to see if there's a micro SD which has been removed. It's no longer in here.
Could you turn it where I can see it? Thank you. Hold it there. Hold it there. Very well, thank you.
So this will be the slot right here.
Indicate, let me see.
This will be the slot right here. This slot right here, where the micro SD card goes in. It's no longer in there.
Okay. So, now, you can put that camera here next to this other one. Now, am I correct in saying, Mr. LaSalle, that without, well, to your knowledge, is there any internal memory in either of these cameras that would be capable of recording video without putting a memory card into the camera?
Without the micro SD card, it does not work.
Okay.
Neither.
So what you've already depicted for the camera is that both of these devices do not have memory cards in them. Am I correct?
Correct.
Therefore, is there any way, to your knowledge, that either of these devices without a memory card would have any footage in them that could be recovered?
No, everything will be on the micro SD card.
Okay,
This device has no internal memory.
okay.
As far as you know, right?
They're my devices, I know.
Okay, so my reason for asking you those questions is because if what you're claiming is that these devices had memory cards in them at the time of your arrest and now they do not, if the memory cards are not in the devices, there's no reason that we shouldn't just return the cameras to you, because you're saying that there's no way that there would be any footage that could be recovered from the devices without a memory card. Am I correct?
But we're claiming a crime was committed.
Okay.
We're claiming that there was unauthorized access into these phones and that property was removed without consent.
Cameras.
Into these cameras, rather. Property was removed without consent and without a search warrant. And that we believe that that there was destruction of evidence, or
Okay.
potential evidence.
So then I'll ask you, is it your request then that Detective Morrow take custody of these cameras as well and place them into a separate security
I'm going to
envelope?
talk to my client for a minute and give you an answer.
Okay.
That separate card over there, does that fit into either of these devices?
It looks, okay,
Yes.
I'm gonna grab it now. Right now I'm grabbing one of the micro SD card, which was loose inside the,
Show it to me, please.
yeah.
Hold it there.
Inside the property.
You can actually just
valve.
put it down on the table, Mr. LaSalle, because it's so small.
Can you put it, we have a white piece of paper?
No, right there, that's fine.
Okay.
Okay, and it probably has a serial number on the back of it as well, so once it's been captured, if you wouldn't mind just flipping it over so that the camera can get the other side.
Okay.
Okay, Mr. LaSalle, if you want to just flip it over.
I'm never gonna be able to make out that serial number.
Someone can just read it.
Yeah,
Accepted, I guess you can read it out.
yeah. Do you can read it, Mr. LaSalle, go ahead.
Okay.
No, I can't.
No, I got LASIK, I can read it, but I'm not going to touch it. Just put it on the table in
I
front
thought
of
I could, but those things are so.
me. I need you to turn it towards me and I can read it
Do the phones have magnifying?
the other way.
Oh, is it? Oh,
Yeah,
you already
like
see
that,
how it is?
like that. Let's see.
Wow, that's amazing. You get to see it.
It is 517 2 D as in David, M as in Mary, 02 T as in Tom, 1 K as in Kevin, U as in Union. 517 2 D M0 2 T 1 K U.
I want to note for the record that on the invoice ending in 3703, there were 4 items. And item number 4, it's listed as a SIM card, which I think is a mischaracterization of what it is. But it also says it's a SanDisk Model Ultra Plus.
Mr. LaSalle, if you want to take this back, here, you can grab it.
Change tape.
Okay,
Can you
so,
indicate it on the time that
Yeah.
you're changing tape and
Yes,
everything?
I'm going to indicate. Okay, let the record reflect that I'm about to change tape. Time now is approximately 12:51 p.m. Today is the 26th of January, 2017.
and we're going to discontinue all conversation and activity until you've had an opportunity to change the tape.
Bronx DA Chief Technician Joseph A. Martinez. We're continuing from the previous recording. Today's date is the 26th of January, 2017. Present time now is approximately 12:55 p.m. I'm going to ask each member in the room to identify themselves for the record.
I am Detective Peter Morrow, M-O-R-O. My shield number is 288. I'm an investigator for the Bronx District Attorney's Office.
Assistant DA Peter Kennedy, Bronx District Attorney's Office.
ADA Gary Lee Hefner, Bronx DA's Office.
Jeffrey Emden, attorney for Jose LaSalle.
Jose LaSalle.
Okay. Now, I just want to note for the record that while we went off camera, nothing of consequence occurred while you were changing the tape. However, Mr. LaSalle, a moment ago, while we were not being recorded, you actually moved the memory card that we were working with from one location on the table to another. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. But aside from that, nothing else happened to it. You just moved it, right?
Correct.
Okay. All right, so we're back on the record. We're going to continue addressing these cameras in just a moment, but let's go through the rest of the property that was handed back from the police department at this time. So why don't you
Well, I'm
take it
going
over.
now to the phone, the S7 phone.
Before you do that, just put the phone down for just a moment. Let's just clean this up. These two cases are just cases, right? There's nothing mechanical about them. There's no memory cards. They're not battery packs or anything like that. Is that correct?
Yes, it's
Okay.
just cases.
So, and can you just grab both of those and just visually inspect them quickly to see if either of them has anything wrong with it?
Nah, nothing
That's
wrong.
fine?
This one's
Okay,
fine.
what about the other one? Relatively the same condition on
Yes.
both of those? Okay, why don't you
Yes.
take both of those and hand them to your attorney, and we'll put those away. You can continue with the phone.
Oh, so yeah, so I have in my hand is a Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge.
Could you tilt it up a little bit so I
Oh,
can
okay.
see? There you go, thank you. Thank you. Turn it on.
And this is the front.
Thank you. Very well.
So I'm looking at the exterior to see if there's any possible damage. of any kind. So the outside material seems to look
Okay.
like it's okay.
Cosmetically, it appears to be in relatively the
Cosmetically,
same condition.
It looks, yeah, in the same condition when they voucher it for me.
Okay,
Okay, so now what I'm going to do is go into my phone with the micro SD card is in. So y'all can notice a little device like this that is used.
Put that down on the table, please.
this is something you brought with you today, am I correct, Mr. LaSalle?
Yes, this is something I brought with me today.
These are not items that were in any of the voucher bags?
Correct.
Okay.
So this little device there.
Okay.
So this device wouldn't be, this or paper clip or something as small as this would be needed to be able to remove the SIM card from the phone or the memory card. So I'm going to go in there now to see if my SIM card is in there and my memory card.
So there's two slots in that device once you open it?
There, yes.
Could you turn it so I can see the slots, please?
Yeah, I'm trying to get in it. Okay, it popped up.
What was that?
And what slot, there are two slots in right there.
Yeah, it usually
Okay.
be, so it popped up, now I'm gonna pull it out.
Okay.
So in case it falls, I'll pull it out like that. Force in there. Alright, so I'm trying to pull this a little tight. Alright. So, as you will see, I'm pulling out.
Okay. Turn so I can see what I'm looking at.
Okay, now, in there, as the first thing you see is a micro SD card,
Okay.
and now you see this, the SIM card.
Okay.
Here we go.
So both of those cards were still in the phone?
Yes.
Okay.
as is.
Assuming that there was no switch.
Sure. Mr. LaSalle, do you know whether, looking at these, visually inspecting them, do they appear to be the same SIM card and memory card that were in the phone at the time that they were taken by the police? Visually.
It appeared to be the same.
Okay. Why don't you put both of those down and let the camera capture the front and the back of them? And if necessary, I can read the serial numbers again.
Flip them over. Okay. You have to read the serial numbers.
Okay?
All right, so
Here, you want to slide them over to me and I'll read the numbers?
I guess I'll keep it on this, will be easier. What up? I think you read it this way before. Must be right? Am I wrong? That way?
Yeah.
Or,
Yep.
these are yours.
This one is tough. 617 6 D is in David, R is in Ray, K is in Kelly, 5 R is in Ray, 1 3 D is in David. 617 6 D R K 5 R 1 3 D. Okay, you can take that one back and I can do the other one if you like.
I'm gonna slide it across.
Okay. Well, let's see. This one looks like this way.
Yep. Okay, this one is easier. 89148 00000 25977 02. Excuse me, 09291. Let me read the entire number again. 89148 00000 25977 09291. Okay, and it should also be noted that this one, if the camera didn't capture it, has a Verizon logo on it, and it says 4G LTE. This is the SIM card that would give you cellular service on that phone, correct?
Correct.
Okay. The memory card is different because the memory card can actually contain content that might be stored, that might be created on the phone, can be stored on the external memory card, which was
Yes.
the black memory card, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so you can take this one back. Okay. Now, Mr. LaSalle, correct me if I'm wrong, in our previous discussions before today, you indicated that there wasn't, to your knowledge, there was not any content that you would have created on the S7 that you believe, that you are going to be making any allegation might have been tampered with. In other words, no videos or audio recordings pertaining to this incident or anything like that on that phone.
But why don't we specify the incident date? Is,
August 5th?
I think it was August 5th.
Yes,
August
August
5th, 2016.
No,
Yeah.
these phones was confiscated August 6th.
The
second arrest.
the incident
August
occurred
5th, yes.
on August 5th of 2016,
Okay.
and the phones were taken, I think, after midnight on August 6th.
Well, they were taken twice. They were taken the first time and then retaken on the second time.
Okay.
We do not believe there's any information that was originally contained on this phone that would constitute evidence regarding August 5th incident or August 6th incident. Whether or not they tampered with them for previously recorded information, we have no idea. We have not had possession
Okay.
of it, nor have we looked at it.
Now, in our previous discussions, go ahead.
For you on. Now, if they did try to go into my phone,
Mm-hmm.
once I reconnect my phone and it gets the service back, these, if they did try to tamper it, the Copwatch app will activate itself and send, it doesn't store it in the phone, it sends it directly to my email. So it will be sending all the information that it has gathered while someone might have been tampering, like the S6 did.
Okay. Now, you did, per our earlier conversations, you did say that you received email notifications from the Copwatch app that the S6, which is the phone that is now in the custody of Detective Morrow, someone had attempted to access that device.
Correct.
Okay. You had not, to my knowledge from our earlier conversations, you had not received similar notifications from the Copwatch app pertaining to the S7, which is the one that...
Yes.
We're in the middle of a meeting. Is that correct, Mr. LaSalle?
Can you repeat that?
Yes. Okay. We're going to pause for just a moment while someone is knocking on the door.
Go ahead.
Okay, so we paused the recording literally for 30 seconds. An employee who works in this area just needed to come in the room momentarily. Other than that, nothing of substance occurred. Correct, Mr. LaSalle?
Correct.
Okay. So now, getting back to the S7, we've visually inspected the SIM card and the memory card that were inside that phone. You never received any notifications via email from the Copwatch app which is also installed on that S7, correct?
Correct.
You never received any similar notifications for the S7 as you did for the S6, correct?
Correct.
However, what you just explained a moment ago is that when you turn the phone on, there is a possibility that you would receive notifications indicating that someone had attempted to access the phone, correct?
If someone did try to access the phone, yes, it will send me notification.
Okay, so that you understand, the understanding that we had is that the only phone that you are potentially giving your consent for forensic analysis on is the S6.
Correct.
I don't know as we sit here whether or not there's enough power in that phone to be powered on so that you can see if any of those notifications
I
exist.
brought external power.
Okay, so why don't we put the SIM card and the memory card back
I'm
into the
going to
device?
put the SIM
I
card.
had a couple questions, but one before we do that. This memory card you took out of the S7, that does not fit into either of those two cameras, correct?
Yes, it does.
It would? It
Yes.
could? So, okay, I wanted to clarify that.
Okay, now, also to be clear, they were vouchered in separate bags, am I correct?
Yes.
I'm not making any statements regarding what might have happened before they were placed in security envelopes, but they were vouchered separately. In other words, this loose SIM card, the loose memory card here that has red writing on it, the SanDisk memory card, was in the same voucher bag as what property?
The two phones and the assorted cases.
Okay, so Mr. LaSalle, are you aware whether or not this memory card belongs to this S6 or to one of these cameras?
The S6 Edge Plus only has internal memory.
Ah.
There's no add, you cannot add memory to
Okay.
it.
So we know that it doesn't belong to that phone.
Right, so that phone there, you know, it's kind of untamperable unless you turn it on and then it'll take pictures of you. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, now, are you aware whether or not this memory card, the SanDisk memory card with the red writing, belongs to either of these cameras?
I believe they might belong to one of those, but knowing which one, I can't until I see what's on there, if there is anything on there left.
Okay,
In regards to those two cameras, the GoPro and the LG, okay? When did you last see those two cameras?
Those two cameras, I looked at each one of them when I was in the diner, before the police came and rearrested me.
So that's on August 6, 2016, you were rearrested at the diner, correct?
Yes, at August 6, 2016, I looked to make sure that everything was still there. My SIM cards, my micro SD cards and everything, and I turned on the Pro, looked to see if there was still information there. What I recorded the day before was there. I looked into the LG, that is connected to, it was connected to my phone, so I could be able to see it through my phone. Everything was intact, SIM card was there and everything. Just like I did now, is exactly what I did when I retrieved my property, and I checked all my property, I was checking it there.
So to be clear, you're sitting at the diner, you checked and both of those cameras, the LG and the GoPro, each had a memory card in them. And then approximately how much time passes until you're rearrested and those items are taken from your person?
I was out for an hour before I was rearrested. So I say within 5 minutes after checking those things, I noticed police officers coming in and I recognized who they was.
So when you saw those
I
in the
got out and
diner,
walked towards them.
when you saw both of those cameras in the diner on August 6th, they both had memory cards inside of them.
Yes, they both had micro SD
And when
memory cards.
the next time you saw them was today in this room, a knife and cards are missing.
And none of the two devices has any memory card.
okay. However, this memory card, the
Right.
SanDisk memory card, you're saying it is possible that it came out of one of these two devices, but you won't know until you look at the
Right.
contents
And
of
if
that
I
card.
look and there's no content in it, then I can't say that it came from those.
Okay.
Just one last thing. In terms of when those cameras were taken from you, they were on your person, correct?
Correct.
So you were in possession of both cameras when they were taken from you?
Correct.
And who owns those two cameras?
I own them.
Okay, okay, good.
All right. Now, okay. Why don't we take the? We're jumping around a little bit. We'll come back to the cameras, but let's go to the S7 now. You can put that tray with the SIM
I'm going to
card.
slide this out the way.
What is that?
This is earpiece for my two-way receiver radio.
Okay, so why don't we put that stuff next to the radio? There we go. Okay.
So now I'm going to reinsert the SIM card and also the micro SD memory card back into the phone.
Okay. Now, I want, before you turn it on, I want to reiterate something to you, Mr. LaSalle. And we've discussed this now a number of times, and I want to make sure that you understand.
Put it on there.
Okay? You've already said that you don't believe, at least you didn't receive notifications, that any attempts to unlock that device through the Lockwatch app, you didn't receive any notifications, correct?
Right.
Okay. If you are going to ask that that device be forensically examined in the same way that this S6 is going to be potentially forensically examined, then we should not turn that device on at this time for an inspection to determine whether or not you think anything is missing from the phone. Because if there is the possibility that something is missing from that phone, we want to preserve the evidence in the most forensically sound manner possible. Now, you had told us initially that there was nothing on that phone, and by that phone I'm referring to the S7 that is next to you,
Correct.
that pertained to any of the events of August 5th or August 6th. No photographs, no video recordings, no audio recordings, otherwise, nothing else that is pertaining to either of those days.
Correct.
I'm not making any statements regarding whether or not attempts were made to access that phone, or if any content that existed on that phone prior to August 5th might have been accessed or attempted to be accessed. But if you believe, I mean, you've already said that both of these cameras had memory cards in them, and now it appears, as we've opened the bags and inspected the cameras, they do not have memory cards in them.
Correct.
If there is going to be a similar belief that that phone was attempted to be accessed, my suggestion from a computer forensics perspective is that it should be vouchered or at least put into a security envelope in the same manner that this S6 was, so that it can be forensically examined. Because as soon as you turn that phone on, you are altering the ones and zeros on the internal hard drive of that device. So you need to make a decision whether or not you are going to want that device to be forensically examined or not. If you do, we can do a similar process to what we just did with this S6. If you don't, whatever we find on that phone will be what it is, but it will not be in the pristine state that it is now, presumably never having been turned on since it was recovered from you by the police department. Do you understand that?
I understand.
Okay. So what would you like to do?
Is there also the possibility that one of the missing camera memory cards purported is that card that's not on the phone?
I mean, so that's the next question. That's the next question,
that
Mr.
could've-
LaSalle. Do you know whether or not the memory card that we just removed in the tray from that S7 appears to you visually to be the same one that was in that device at that time, or is it possible that that memory card came out of one of these cameras?
Nah, it's impossible. The ones I use for the phones, I use the red ones for these devices. There's a reason why I buy them with the red things. The reason why I have the ones with the red. I use them for these devices here. I use an orange one for my video camera, so I can know where, which cameras they belong to.
Okay.
So for the Pro and the LG, I use the red ones.
Okay.
That's why.
I do want to know one thing. On each of these property
Ed.
vouchers,
Hold on.
the dates of the invoice of the property are respectively August 23rd of 2016 on invoice number 3703. That's August 24th on that invoice number. August 23rd on invoice number 3150. And August 24th on invoice number 3705. So the property was in NYPD's possession at least from the rearrest on August 5th and then into the night AM hours of August 6th, but appears to have been vouchered over 2 weeks later.
Okay. I mean, I don't. You've noted that for the record, and we won't. I'm not going to speculate as to any reason why that might be at this time.
All I'm saying is because you've made certain statements saying that it hasn't been touched or anything happened since August 6th, I have no way of knowing what has been touched, opened, or altered
Okay.
since it's
so
been
then-
in NYPD possession.
So then let me clarify my remarks. Not touched by you since you had it in your possession before it was taken on August 6th, correct, Mr. LaSalle?
Correct.
Okay.
And we don't know right now why there was this 20-day almost period.
I'm not, you've noted, and, and I think we'll stipulate that those are the dates that appear on these vouchers. Anything beyond that, I'm not gonna speculate as to why that might be. Correct?
Correct.
Okay. All right, so then I return to the question again, Mr. LaSalle, which is, if you anticipate that there may be a claim that that S7 had been tampered with at some point after it was out of your custody on August 6th, my suggestion is that we get another security envelope and we follow the same procedure that we did with the S6. But it's your decision to make whether or not you would like us to forensically examine that phone or not.
But in terms of making a decision, we'd like to make an educated one. And in terms of an educated one, we know, and we've asked for numerous times, copies of the search warrant. We've been provided with information that there was a search warrant for a phone or phones. I don't know if it's for both phones or one phone. I don't know when the search was conducted, dates, and by whom. So that would all go into making a decision as to whether or not we give consent with regard to this phone.
Okay, I think, I think that that's not something we're going to be able to reach a conclusion on right now, given what it is that we're here to do today. So my suggestion, and we can proceed however you think is appropriate.
There's two steps. One is
Yes.
preserving that, and then you deciding whether you want to have your proposed consent go for both phones. It's two different things.
You have to
We're preserving
understand,
it
if
today.
there was a search warrant that was signed, whether it was done based on false pretenses or false information, but if it was signed and a forensic examination was performed already pursuant to the search warrant, then that would immediately, change my client's decision as to whether or not what we can actually prove with regard to tampering.
Do we know the answer to that?
I can tell you that the DA's office has no evidence from any successful results of any search warrant.
That doesn't answer the question. Did the search warrant pertain to this phone?
I'd
Yes.
have to get them in front of me. The results were negative. That's why I can't answer that just without having it in front of me.
So my suggestion then is, if you want to make an educated decision as to whether or not you'd like that phone forensically examined, is that we follow the same procedure that we did with this phone. It will now be held in the custody of Detective Morrow until we can hash these issues out, and you can make a decision about whether or not you'd like to have it examined.
Is it possible you can make a phone call with somebody that has the file and the copy of the search warrant? Right here and now, because we've waited a long time to get this evidence.
What search warrant are you, I don't know, what search warrant are you referring to?
There was I have information that there was some kind of, search warrant that was applied for based upon information of some threats to an officer that they claimed that Mr. LaSalle's voice was recognized as being the same person that made the threats. I think approximately 1 week later, 3 different individuals were arrested. And we've said this from the beginning, that this was just a ruse to get to my client's electronic devices. There was no good faith belief that he had ever made any threats. And if you look at, I think he is being charged here with criminal use of an access device as a felony. So you all are in a better position to know your case than me. I am told that there's a search warrant. Whether it pertained to the S6 or the S7 or whatever they go by their names, I don't know. Whether it was forensically tested by NYPD at some subsequent date or not, we don't know.
I don't want to misstate a fact. I understand your concern. I think the answers to your questions will alleviate your concerns, but I don't want to misstate something without having it in front of me.
And I'm unaware of any, I mean, I'm here to facilitate and assist when it comes to the electronic evidence. I am unaware of any search warrants.
I have actually made a request for a copy of the search warrant as Mr. LaSalle's defense attorney in the case in which he was a defendant. And I have not been provided with the search warrant. I've requested it numerous times. I think it is relevant with regard to the evidence that's before us on the table. And I think that this should be knowledge that should be known here and now while we go forward. Because you're putting certain facts and decisions on the table without sharing the necessary information.
Okay.
That's fair. We're just thinking, that's a fair concern. I'm just worried about pragmatically, how do we deal with that?
Right.
Now we're here and that stuff's there.
Right.
Pragmatically way to deal with is, I asked for a copy of the
Well,
search
Okay,
warrant
but
before we
that
began.
doesn't help us
Today.
right, that doesn't help us right now.
All right, so do you want to go upstairs with his reception and make a phone call and get a copy and see what you can find out?
I mean, I don't know whether or not getting you a copy of the search warrant is something that we're gonna be able to accomplish in.
But answering your question about that, is a different thing.
Right. So this is my suggestion. The whole reason we did this the way that we did it today is so that everything is transparent in terms of the condition that these devices were in when they were received from the police department. At least with respect to the S6, it's now in a security envelope that's going to be in the exclusive custody of Detective Morrow. He's been instructed not to open it or otherwise tamper with it, and it's in a tamper-proof bag.
I understand, but I have a concern when I'm looking at property vouchers that are dated August 23rd into August 24th. I have a concern whether it was vouchered under another number previously and then transferred to these numbers.
Okay.
Or not.
Listen.
Or where the property was for 2.5 weeks.
Listen, all of those, I'm not making any determinations as to what you're saying. I think what you're saying is reasonable, given what you're seeing in front of you. What I'm saying is, I don't believe there is going to be a way to resolve those issues to put you in, right now, to put you in a position to make an educated decision about whether or not you'd like these devices to be forensically examined, or if you're going to give your consent to have them forensically examined. So what I propose is taking these items, putting them into security envelopes, and having Detective Morrow secure them while the answers to some of these questions can be addressed, and then putting you, we're essentially going to be in the exact same position that we're in right now, because the devices are still going to be in sealed envelopes. That way, we're not turning things on to alter the contents of them. We're not doing any additional manipulation or putting them into anyone's custody. Detective Morrow has nothing to do with this case. He's only been called here for this purpose. He's going to secure them, and he will be the only one that has access to them. And while we address some of these concerns so that we can continue to determine whether or not you're going to be consenting to forensic analysis, and if so, on what devices, we can get answers to some of these questions, and we will have to reconvene and either hand you these items back because a determination has been made that you're not going to provide consent, or if you decide that you will provide consent, the items are still in the exact same condition that we've received them from the police
I
department.
will take a minute to speak to my client.
Okay.
I'm wondering if we could, I note that there are
We're not gonna-
computers here.
These aren't our computers, so.
If we can use it to play this memory card.
No, see, again, anytime you're dealing with memory like this, you can change access on dates and times just by viewing the contents. This is the reason that they need to be forensically examined.
Okay.
So, you want to take a minute now?
Yes, we'll take a step out.
That's fine. And we'll continue recording because we're going to sit here, we're not going to tamper or mess with any of this stuff.
You asked about the tripod, sorry. Should I had you bring the tripod? Sorry. Bad advice.
I'm taking medication, which is causing me to...
You look fine.
To sweat.
You okay? You need water or something?
No, I'm good.
You look fine.
Just causing me to sweat.
Is there someone we can call to potentially get
Yeah,
security,
actually, we should do that now.
security
Can someone
envelopes?
bring bags over here? Can I run over and get bags from somebody?
I want you to stay here. I think somebody should bring them over, just for continuity.
And this was unexpected.
Right.
We were set for what we had planned.
Right.
I'm not getting anything here.
See if I have coverage. I'm calling you, Pete, just to see if my phone works.
Okay.
Nope. I have great Wi-Fi, but no.
All right, so somebody will have to step out. You think the squad has some on 4?
That's what I was thinking.
Do you want to go try to get a couple from them, or try it? Oh, you know, we're on camera now, so that'll be the purpose that you're going to see if we can get bags. No service. You're not going to get it.
And I can leave this here?
No, that's yours now. Well,
Yes.
no, don't leave yet.
Yep.
Let's wait for them to come back.
Yeah, see if they decide.
Okay. You want to go for
No.
Okay.
Okay.
The record can reflect that we kept the camera running the whole time, and you just stepped out for just a moment. Now you're back, and nothing has been touched.
Okay. So we've made the decision that we are going to consent to you vouchering the LG, the case, the GoPro, and the memory card.
Okay.
With regard to the, is it the Galaxy 7?
S7, yes.
S7. My client's going to take custody of it.
Okay. Okay.
I have a question. We have 2 more items here.
Yes. And we need to get to those. And we're going to have to get another security envelope, which is going to take a minute or two to get somebody over.
You want to get those out of the way real quick?
Okay.
Just to look to security
Okay.
damage.
Yeah, let's do that.
So I'm grabbing which is the headset that transmit through the two-way radio when I speak to my guys when we're out there on patrol. So the headset seems to be in good condition.
You don't have to give an arrow, just talk about the
Does it appear to be in the same condition as when it was taken from you by the police on August 6th of 2016?
Yes, it does.
Okay. So there's nothing about this. It's an earpiece, right?
Yeah, just
There's
an
nothing about it
earpiece.
that stores any information or anything like that.
No.
Okay, so you can hand that to your attorney. Okay. Next is the radio.
So I got my.
No, just.
Oh,
What is it?
Is it in good condition, same condition cosmetically? And describe what it is, not what it's used for.
it seems to be in good condition. Seems to be in the same condition that
And what is it?
I had it. Oh, it's a two-way receiver radio where I communicate.
No, that's just two-way receiver radio made by whom?
Oh, it's two-way receiver radio made by Bofang.
That's
Is a UV5R.
Okay. Is that it's a communications device, correct?
Correct.
It's a two-way radio.
Correct.
Okay. Is that radio, does it have any sort of internal storage or the capability of generating content that can be stored inside the device? Is that radio capable of that?
No.
It's just used to transmit and receive radio communications, correct?
Correct.
It is not a recorder or anything that would preserve information on that device?
Correct.
Okay, so you're not making any claim that there's anything about this device that could have been removed, altered, deleted, or anything like that?
No.
Okay, so you can hand that to your attorney. Okay. So, going back to the cameras and the phone, you've indicated that you would like us to preserve the cameras and the memory card, the red SanDisk memory card that are in the middle of the table in the same manner that we've preserved the S6. What would you like to do with regard to the S7?
I would like to take possession of the S7.
Okay.
But I will also like to power it up here.
Okay.
At your presence.
We can, as the camera has probably captured, several of us have tried to use our phones. We're in the basement of 215 East 161st Street, and none of us seems to have a very good cellular
do.
signal. So,
I've gotten,
okay, Mr. LaSalle, go ahead. You can power the device on.
Well, it might take a few seconds to.
Okay, why don't you explain what that is?
So what I have here is a battery pack, is a Morphe battery pack.
Is that a memory device?
And what the Morphe battery pack do is it powers devices. So if the device has no power, it gives it power to be able to turn on and things like that. So it's just a battery.
It's a battery.
It's a big battery.
It's not a hard drive.
Correct.
And it doesn't have storage capability.
Correct.
Okay. Okay.
All right. So I'm about to plug it in, and
You've asked me 3 times. This is the only one set we have.
okay.
Because I just got
So
it
it's
as a link.
plugged in.
Hold on, let's not talk on that.
It's plugged in. So
We'll do that afterwards.
okay. So it's not powering it on. It's just charging the internal battery. It'll show you the level of this battery, which probably be 0. It's a fast charger, so within a few seconds, it should reach 2, 3, So right now, as you see, it's powering. That's the signal. And then that's 0.
It's charging the internal.
It's charging, yes. It's just charging the battery, the internal battery. So that'll take a minute or so before it'll be able to turn on.
While we're waiting for that,
Yeah, you have another one?
Wow.
Okay, so the video tech is indicating that we are running out of another tape. So everyone is still the same parties that have been in the room this whole time, and we'll discontinue for just a moment. We'll discontinue conversation and anything of substance while the technician changes the tape. The time is now 1:34 p.m. This is the end of tape 2.
Bronx DA Chief Technician Joseph A. Martinez, we're also present still in the room at 215 East 161st Street in the basement. Continuation of the meeting that we have here. All members are present in the room. Present time now is 1:48 p.m. And the date is the 26th of January 2017, tape number 3. I'm going to ask all members of the party here to identify themselves one by one.
For the record, Detective Peter Morrow, M-O-R-O, shield number 288. I'm an investigator for the Bronx District Attorney's Office.
ADA Peter Kennedy, Bronx DA.
ADA Gary Lee Hebner, Bronx DA.
Jeffrey Hamden, attorney for Jose LaSalle.
Jose LaSalle.
Okay, so the time was already noted for the record, but I'll indicate again that it is approximately 1:49 at this time. The reason for the delay from the discontinuation of tape number 2 until the start of this tape number 3, is that we engaged in a brief discussion with counsel regarding what Mr. LaSalle and counsel would like done with regard to the LG 360-degree camera, the GoPro camera, and the SanDisk memory card that sit in the middle of the table. They indicated, and I think this was captured on the previous tape, but they indicated that they would like us to voucher, or at least place in security envelopes in the exclusive custody of Detective Morrow, these 2 cameras and the memory card. And they indicated that they would not like a similar procedure followed with regard to the Samsung S7, which is in the corner of the table there, and has been charging since we discontinued the previous tape. So the first item of business that we're going to do now, first of all, I should note that despite the delay, well, the reason for the delay is that Detective Morrow needed to get a couple more security envelopes, which he's done. And aside from that fact, no significant conversations took place and no actions with regard to the items that are still on the table occurred. Is that correct, Mr. Emden and Mr. LaSalle?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So at this time, I'm going to ask Detective Morrow to follow a similar procedure with regard first to the 2 cameras, the LG 360 and the GoPro Hero camera. If you could please follow the same procedure that you did with regard to the S6 with regard to those items.
And the GoPro case.
And the case for
LG.
the case for the LG's 360 camera.
Can I put the camera inside the case?
Yes. We'll keep it safe.
You can also close that memory card door there.
This way?
Yes, why don't we note for the record that the condition of these devices, correct, Mr. LaSalle, is exactly as it was at the time that we examined them earlier, in that there are no memory cards. Why don't you show for the camera detective, there is no memory card inside the memory card door on the LG 360 camera. Is that correct, Mr. LaSalle?
Correct. And the exterior is good condition.
Okay.
Let's keep the battery, or the ports open in case we want to look at them through the bag.
Very good. Okay. Before you put it in the bag, we may need to write on it, no?
It could break like that, those little things.
Oh, those little
Are they
things.
fragile?
We've noted for the camera that there is nothing inside of them. We'll do the same with regard to the GoPro. You want to describe for the camera what you're doing, Detective?
Yes, for precincts, we're not an NYPD organization. I'm simply putting BXDAO, which is Bronx District Attorney's Office, and I'm recording the date, which is the 26th of January of
Okay.
2017.
And what voucher, ADA Havner, what voucher was the LG 360 camera on, and what item number was it?
And that, we're referring to this camera here.
No, to the LG 360.
The LG is item 2 on voucher ending in 3705.
So you want to read the whole number, please?
2000
Could you repeat that again, please?
2000 573705.
I think you may have written an extra zero. How many zeros after the 2?
3.
3.
Okay.
Okay, so you let the record reflect that Detective Morrow has just scratched
And
out.
I'm initialing that, too.
Okay.
2000573705.
Correct.
Okay. And you can write transferred from next to that voucher number, please, Detective. Okay, and you said it was item number 2?
Correct.
Okay, so do you want to write, Detective, do you want to write item
did.
number? Oh, you did, okay, item number 2, and you can put LG next to it, because I think we're going to put both cameras in the same bag. Right, just write LG next to that number 2. Yep. Okay?
Close the little lamp.
Oh, yeah, we're going
Do
to
you want me to
close,
close this?
we're going to close the memory door. We've already noted for the video that there
I
is no
closed
memory
it.
card.
Yep.
Noted.
Noted.
Placing it in the bag. The bag number, I'll read it off and you can record it, is 1201-584-750. It's in the bottom right-hand corner of the front of the bag.
Okay.
Okay, so now we'll turn our attention to the GoPro Hero camera. You can indicate for the camera that there is also no memory card. The slots are right there to the left of the screen. If you could just show that to the camera, that there are no memory cards in those slots.
Thank you.
Okay, and now, Detective, you can close that, yep, and then you'll just latch the top of it down, which will secure it.
No, open it yeah, like that.
Yep, okay. So, now, ADA Havner, what item number is the GoPro Hero camera? Is it the same voucher, first of all?
Same voucher, item number 1.
Okay. So what are you writing there, Detective?
Item number 1, and I'm going to write GoPro camera.
Okay. And you can place the camera inside the security envelope.
Okay, I'm going to now seal the security envelope. Security envelope is sealed.
Do you want to, again, write your name
Yes.
across the, Yep.
I'm doing this as best I can.
Yeah, it should be noted that both of these bags, the seal actually doesn't extend all the way to the edge of the plastic, so Detective Morrow is doing the best he can to write across the flap, but some of it is coming up, so that's the reason for that. I should also note that with regard to this bag that now contains the LG 360 camera and the GoPro Hero camera, that the same security features on the security envelope, namely the concentric circles at the seal and the flourishes along the left and right sides of the bag, are intact. The bag is sealed and has not been cut or opened in any way. Why don't you pass the camera bag to Mr. LaSalle and counsel?
Acknowledge that it is sealed, dated and signed.
Mr. LaSalle?
Yep, acknowledge my two cameras there, the Pro and the LG, and also that it's sealed.
Okay, so you can hand that back to Detective Morrow. And finally, with regard to the SanDisk, and
Pushing it across the desk?
we've already I'm not going to go blind by reading the serial number again, but this is the same red type SanDisk memory card that we referred to earlier. Detective, you want to describe what you're doing?
I'm labeling a third security envelope bag. Precinct, since we're not an NYPD organization, I'm writing BXDAO, which is Bronx District Attorney's Office. I'm noting today's date, which is January 26th of the year 2017. And I need the invoice number from which the memory card originally came from.
This is the again the SanDisk memory card with red type.
2000 573703. Item number 4.
Mr. LaSalle, you have something you want to say?
Can it be noted that be able to describe it there as a SIM card?
Yeah, we put that on the record before. I think tape 1 has it.
Oh,
That
okay.
item 4 is listed as a SIM card, but it also says SanDisks. But it's clearly, we all agree, it's the memory card now in bag number 3 in our
Okay.
custody.
And this security envelope has a number designated as 120-193-7234 on the front bottom right-hand corner.
Okay. Do me a favor, Detective, just write transferred from above the invoice number.
Thank you.
You have something else you want to say, Mr. LaSalle?
Not dealing with this, something that kind of skipped my brain. Dealing with the S6.
Okay, let's just hold that thought
Yeah.
for just a minute. Let's finish what we're doing right now, and then
Okay.
we can come back to it. So the camera can see that, Detective, you're placing the memory card into the security envelope. It's in there. Again, the concentric circles, the tampering indicating circles are intact and unaltered on this bag, as well as the other security features of the bag. The bag doesn't have any cuts or openings on it, and the record can reflect that, Detective, you are sealing the bag over the concentric circles, correct?
Bag is now sealed.
Okay. Here's the Sharpie.
I'm writing my name and shield across the top of the sealed bag.
Again, as best you can, because the very bottom of that flap is not actually,
There's no,
there's no
Adhesive.
glue underneath it, right? Okay. What have you written now?
I've written my rank, the initial of my first name, P, and MORO, my shield number 288, and below that I'm writing BXDAO for Bronx District Attorney's Bronx District Attorney's Office.
Okay. Is the bag sealed now, Detective?
It is sealed.
Okay, why don't you show it to Mr., did we capture the number on the bag, or did you
Yes.
read it for the record?
Yes.
Okay, why don't you pass it to Mr. LaSalle and his attorney?
And if you flip it over, you can see the
It just fell
position of
down.
the memory card. Oh, okay.
It was all over the place in there.
Mr. LaSalle, I just want you to pay particular attention to this bag because that item is so small. I want you to make sure to visually inspect the bag, making sure that there are no holes or cuts or any way that that little memory card could be removed or otherwise fall out of the bag.
Well, to best ability, I don't see no way that that SIM card could come out.
Okay.
Not in its present state.
Yeah.
All right. So you're both satisfied that this bag is sealed?
Yes.
Yes.
So now, the record can reflect that the 3 evidence bags that we've already put the numbers on, the tape, are now all together. They're all sealed. They all have unique numbers on them, and Detective Morrow has indicated what NYPD property voucher bags they were transferred from, what item numbers they are, today's date, his signature across the security seal, and all the security features of these bags are intact, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so now the bags are in the exclusive custody of control, at least temporarily, of Detective Morrow until we determine what the next steps will be with regard to each of these items of property.
Agreed.
Okay. You wanted to say something about the S6.
Yeah, I was just thinking about every phone has a SIM card, since they were speaking about a SIM card, and then accidentally SIM cards scanned this. I guess they put them both together. The S6 has a SIM card. Every phone has a SIM card that could be removed, but we don't know if the SIM card from the S6 has been removed or is it still there because we transfer it without touching it. I just wanted to have it on record that, you know what I'm saying, that if there is a SIM card missing, I mean, it was removed from the phone.
Okay, so, okay, we can do this one of 2 ways. We can keep the phone in its current condition, and assuming we come to an agreement as far as consent or forensic analysis of the phone, when it is transferred from Detective Morrow's custody to the FBI, who will be performing the forensic analysis, they will note the condition of the phone. In other words, if it comes with a SIM card, they will note that and they'll record unique identifying information from it. If it does not come with a SIM card, they will indicate that it did not come with a SIM card. If that is satisfactory to you, then we can proceed in the same way that we've done right now. If it's not and you'd like to inspect it now, we're going to have to cut the bag open and do the whole thing all over again.
I don't want to touch the phone. I want to give it
All
esteem.
right, okay, so that being the case, then you understand that we didn't specifically inspect whether or not there was a SIM card in that phone, but it will be documented when it's received by whoever it
Understood.
is that's going to be examining it.
Yes.
Okay. All right, that does the S6. Now, I believe the only remaining order of business is the S7.
Can we say that for last, so to keep powering up?
Yep.
I had 3 things.
Oh, yep.
Because I'm going to say that for last. One is between tapes 2 and 3, when Detective Morrow went to get the evidence bags, I'm not sure it was clear. I want to make sure it was understood that he took the S6, which is in his custody and control since he sealed it, with him. I don't want it to tape to it would have jumped on the table.
Right, that's
So-
correct. And we should confirm with both of you gentlemen, when we went off camera, Detective Morrow took that S6 with him since it is now in his exclusive custody and
Agreed.
control, correct?
Agreed.
He didn't leave it behind and it wasn't in our possession.
Always in his possession.
Always in his possession.
Yes.
Good.
Okay?
Number 2, Mr. LaSalle, when we talked previously, you had said you were going to show us a video recorder that you had.
Shouldn't this be off camera? That what is?
I wanted to, well, we won't put that on camera. That was one of the things we were going to record. The visual inspection of that video record, of that
Audio device.
Okay.
You had provided us a data file which contained audio, and I had asked you to bring that today so we could video that.
Yes.
So can you just put it at the table and?
I have a quick question. Would you repeat the item number for the LG camera?
The LG camera was item number 2. So
You want to face it towards
Yeah,
the
just-
camera?
So that's the device that recorded the data file you previously provided my office containing audio of the incident on August 5th, 2016.
Correct.
Okay.
Turn it around.
Okay, good enough. And And then the last thing is I just want to videotape these both sides. The 3 vouchers, they're both two-sided documents.
Where did these come from?
These are as we left the window at the beginning of tape 1. As you guys walked down the hallway, I stayed behind, and these were the 3 receipts given to us.
Okay,
We'll
next
provide council with a copy.
These are the receipts that came from the NYPD property clerk from whom we got these items of property.
Correct.
Yep.
Next. Turn it over. Next. Okay, over. Okay.
All right.
Anything
thank
else
you.
needed with this?
Nope. Just want to get a visual of it. Thanks.
Okay. Anything else?
Nope.
Okay, so, Mr. LaSalle, would you like to power on the S7 on camera?
Okay.
Without showing any password.
53%. I'm going to unplug it right now. Okay. I should return the phone. And I'm going to turn on the device, which is I press the button, keep it pressed until it powers on. The device, as you see, is powering on.
Okay.
Let's keep it to power. See, it's going to this Samsung regular power on. Hello. Now I will be putting my password, which is my password.
That's fine. Just hold it to you.
Yeah. But this is something else. It's asking enter pin to decrypt device storage. Whoa. Okay. It's unlocking the device. See the lock. It's opening. It's
Just to be clear, you entered a password unknown to us. You didn't show us or tell us your password.
Yes. Now, I couldn't help but notice that it appeared that the first password you put in, the phone rejected. Am I correct?
no.
Oh,
I
okay.
just stopped for a minute to rethink because it's like it's a safety mechanism in the phone that.
I guess my question is, if you had put in an incorrect password, that Copwatch app would have
Definitely.
captured a picture of you and then sent you a notification that someone
Yeah,
had tried to
right.
access your device. That's the only reason I asked. So you put the password incorrectly the first time?
No, I didn't. I
didn't?
stopped. I paused and was thinking which
Ah,
password to put in.
Okay.
So
For
it
this
didn't,
phone.
it didn't trigger.
No,
that
didn't
app.
trigger at all.
Okay.
All right, so the phone is powered on, as you see it, fully powered on. Okay, now. Okay, now.
Mr. LaSalle, do you have any reason to believe that anyone from the New York City Police Department would know the password to this phone?
No.
While you were in custody and they had taken your phone from you, did anyone ever ask you to hold your finger to the phone in order to unlock it with a biometric fingerprint lock?
No, and I don't use biometric fingerprints for any of my phones.
Okay, so it is some passcode, and to your knowledge, only you were in possession of the passcode at the time this phone was taken from you by the police department.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay, so now. Let's do rebooting. Okay, here it goes. Okay, so right now the phone has internet access. So I'm just waiting to see if it vibrates or something that is letting me know I have an email emails.
Can you access the Lockwatch app from this phone so that you could see whether or not there were any unauthorized attempts made to access the device?
Since it got signals, it's just everything that it missed through the time that it was not in my possession is sending to my email or sending to one of my.
And that's what that was, vibration designated.
Yes, those are the everything that was. Now I'm going to look to see what was these things that was being. It also has to do with text messages and calls and stuff like that.
I would just like you, whatever you're doing, I'd like, if it's okay with you, Mr. LaSalle, I'd like you to do, now that you've put your passcode in, I'd like you to do it so that the camera can be in view.
But they may see some messages, so.
All right,
that's private.
I just don't want there
Yeah.
to be any claim later.
Put your hands down.
I don't want there to be
Oh.
any claim later that you did anything to manipulate any content on that device.
Okay. So what I'm going to do now is go to my email and see if there's anything that has been sent to my email.
Would it need cellular network coverage to send you that email? Does it use wireless both ways, you know?
I have it so it could use wireless and
Or
yes,
cellular.
man.
So with no
either
cellular,
way,
you're still
so
okay.
it automatically will pick up wireless.
I don't want you to head out to the street and then all of a sudden something pops up.
So
It does say.
so y'all can see it says Lockwatch alert 3 times, but
Why don't you
I
show that to
don't
the
know.
camera?
Right here on the top.
Do you want to go into that message?
Yeah, I guess after you record, I have no problem going into.
Okay.
Thank you.
I don't know if you want to keep it on there.
Yeah, you do, Joe.
Okay.
I'm about to go into the.
If you could just tilt it up with one hand and then.
Oh, maybe I could lay it against something.
Yeah.
No, it's because of the glare from the lights.
Oh. So, I don't know if y'all want to be witness to this as well, if something does pop up, because I mean, more eyes is better than mine. So, once again, this is the Lockwatch app, which what it does is if anyone tries to tamper with my phone, it would take 3 pictures of them. It would take a 10-second audio recording, and also it will give a GPS location if it has Wi-Fi access.
And what's the date on that? alert?
I don't see.
Top right corner.
The date on the alert is August 6th.
Okay.
It's right on the corner.
Okay.
So why don't you click on the message?
And so,
Can you read what it says?
maybe it's still loading. Yeah, it's still loading. Give it a time. Internet access a little slow because it only has 1 bar. Okay. I should have my reading glasses. Okay, it
You want me
says.
to read it?
Yeah, because it.
Says someone
It
attempt,
says yeah.
someone that's tried to unlock your Samsung SM-G935V. Lockwatch alert to me. August 6th. View details. Lockwatch detected someone trying to unlock your Samsung SM-G935V on Saturday, August 6, 2016 at 10:46 and 30 seconds p.m. EDT, Eastern Standard Time. Unfortunately, a photo could not be captured this time. I'm also going to take a picture of that.
You read all that? Yeah.
Yes, but there's,
Oh.
I believe there's some other
So-
information that you could say, view details.
You could tap that if you want. That's just kind of plays down.
And then it says from Lockwatch alert to, and then it has to the name of the organization, and it gives the date, August 6, 2016, 10:48 p.m., and then the security standard encryption. And it has view larger map.
No, it didn't go through it because they had no image.
Is
So-
that because your clock is,
No. So now what I'm going to do is, we're going to scroll down because we'll have more information dealing, if there's audio recording, we'll have the audio recording there.
okay?
And then it said 3, so it must have been attempted 3 times. I don't know if that was what it meant when it said 3 on it in the beginning. But we're going to scroll down. So basically, this is other information that gives you the longitude. If it doesn't catch the image, it'll still give you the longitude, which if you put it in, if you know how to do that, you'll be able to pinpoint the GPS location where this took place at. So this is the longitude, the latitude and the longitude, which is very important.
Should we put that, Peter, your eyes are better?
Come on my right side.
Can we get it on the camera?
Is it clear in the camera, Joe?
No, I can't. It's.
All right, I can see it.
Hold on, let me see.
I can see it. The latitude is 40.827911. The longitude is negative 73.924730, and it says accuracy 19 meters. Okay.
Agreed. Do you have to scroll up any further?
Yeah. No, I don't know what it says there, but
It says tell your family and friends about Lockwatch.
What are those three
There's
things?
the next alert.
Right, this here is supposed to be pictures, which I tell your family.
If I had to guess,
I don't
this
know
looks
why.
like an advertisement for Lockwatch,
Oh,
and
so
those
that's
are
a-
probably like Facebook, Twitter, and some
okay.
other sharing options for the app.
Before
But I'm speculating.
Before I go to the next one, I'm going to go up again to the beginning because sometimes it says show image because I have it so it won't automatically load sometimes. So maybe I need to hit show image so if it does
ahead.
have image, it'll pop up. All right, so I mean, if y'all can see better than I can.
I see a line here that says, "Unfortunately, a photo could not be captured at
Okay,
this time."
so then that's
Where would the audio be?
it'll be at the bottom, hopefully, if it did. Let's see. I don't see it have audio.
But there's the second one. That's
Okay,
the
so
second
we could
one.
go to the second one. I don't see, usually it's supposed to have audio, but, all right, it didn't get the audio.
We're going to be running out of time on the tape.
Okay, so we are going to, all right, y'all can read this one on, this is the second one.
It says Lockwatch detected someone trying to unlock your Samsung SM-G935V on Saturday, August 6th, 2016 at 10:46 and 30 seconds p.m. EDT. Again, unfortunately, a photo could not be captured at this time.
And does it appear to be the same latitude and longitude?
Go down. I'll read the latitude and the longitude. Latitude is 40.827911. Longitude is negative 73.924730. Accuracy is within 19 meters. And it says a sound clip has also been attached to this email.
Okay, this one has a sound clip.
So let's play it.
Let me just get the coordinates.
You don't want to do it?
No, that's fine. I
Okay.
just want to get the numbers.
I'm gonna scroll to the sound clip. My eye, oh, here it goes. So this is the sound clip, and should I play it?
Yep.
I'm going to ask everyone to remain silent until it finishes.
Do we know how long the sound clip is?
It's only
Does it say?
10 seconds.
10 seconds to 20 seconds.
10 seconds. How you play it? Oh, let's just hit that.
Make sure the volume's up.
Oh, that's different. Should I go and make sure the volume is up first
Yeah,
before I even
yeah.
play it?
You can play it. It's up, but you just turned it up.
No, that was the ringer.
Oh.
Yeah, turn the volume up first.
So I'm gonna go into the settings real quick.
Yep.
Just make sure that what I'm looking for. Sound. All right, sound. Which one would it be? Hold on.
Volume.
Volume, media.
Where is it?
Hit
I'm
the
getting
volume.
lost.
I got to have a Samsung. Hit
Oh.
volume. Right, then media should be right there. You're
The
almost,
media.
almost up all the way.
So I'm just gonna put everything on just in case. Okay, now I'm going to go back, right? Oh, shit.
There it is.
This right here. Okay. So I'm about to play sound now.
We have about 8 minutes left on the recording, so let's go.
It's buffering or downloading, I guess. It's not even.
No, it doesn't even look like it's getting it.
I'm going to download it then.
Okay.
It's the best thing to do. The next step.
Your wireless is off, right?
It says it's off.
No, it's just so faint. You're on, you just got 1 bar now.
Unable to save. You don't have enough of an internet connection to get it. Why don't we scroll down and look at the next notification, and then you're gonna have to forward this email to us.
Okay. All right. So
Let's
I'm
go
moving to the
this is
next
the
one.
third notification.
I don't know if you want to read what it says. It's the same. I mean, it's good too.
Lockwatch detected. This is, click on view. Do me a favor, go back to the second message. We have to do this fast. Back to the second message and click on show details at the top of that message. View details right here.
This one?
Yep. So the second message was received or sent on August 6, 2016 at 10:48 p.m. Okay, so go, and it says it's from Lockwatch Alert, and it says to bitsorganization23@gmail. Is that your email address,
Yes.
Mr. LaSalle? Very good. So let's go to the third email. Okay, there it is. Click on view details for me at the top.
View details.
And this one is again from Lockwatch Alert to bits.organization23@gmail. Again, that's your email.
Correct.
Date is August 6th of 2016 at 10:49 p.m. If we look, well, you can hide the details now. Click Hide Details. Okay? And it says Lockwatch detected someone trying to unlock your Samsung SM-G93S, 5V on Saturday, August 6, 2016 at 10:46 and 30 seconds p.m. EDT. Unfortunately, a photo could not be captured at this time. It then says view larger map, and there is an image that is not able to be downloaded at this time, but if you can scroll up. Latitude is 40.827911. Longitude is -73.924730. Accuracy is 19 meters. A sound clip has also been attached to this email. If the device is still online, you can track its location, erase it, or lock it right now using this link. There's then what appears to be an advertisement and some standard language at the bottom of the email. Here is another sound attachment, correct, Mr. LaSalle?
Yes, correct.
Just click the button just to see if we're able to get it down here without very much service.
Please read something.
It doesn't look like it, so let's stop that. Okay, so we documented the emails. Go ahead.
What we should do is maybe try to forward those three emails, forward them right now to us, even though they won't send.
Sure, until you get service. So why don't we do that? So why don't you forward each of these 3 emails to...
So I got to forward them, I think, one at a time, probably?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so this one.
We have 4 minutes on
Okay,
the...
so
Then we just present.
forward.
Yep.
I guess you could do the rest.
So why don't you tell them what your email address is?
I have a card somewhere.
It's your last name, then your first name.
Yeah, so Hefner G,
I have no idea.
Hefner G,
Okay.
at that Bronx DA claim.
So I'm gonna put it here. HEA
A V
V
N-E-R
NER
G
G
at,
at Gmail, right?
no,
Oh,
Bronx DA.
At Bronx. Spell it out right.
BRONXDA
DA
Dot.
.nyc.gov.
dot NYC dot GOV.
Yep.
Send.
So send.
Yep, do that for all 3.
Okay, that's that one. That was this one, right? So now number 2. Forward. All right. HE. Did it pop up? No. A V NERG at Bronx DA Bronx.
It's in your, it's
Oh,
right
here we
there.
go.
Yep.
Oh, snap. Okay, send.
Yep.
Number 2. Third Lockwatch.
2 minutes on
Oh
the-
no. So I send that one. Send that one. Holy crap. Alright, so it should pop up quicker. Shit. H-E.
There it is.
Oh, shit.
Oh, no.
Not yet. HEAV.
V.
Now it's there.
Okay. That's all three of them, right?
I hope. How
If
much
you're not
time?
sure,
How much time we got? I'm just gonna kill the time then.
Just do it again.
Yeah, I'm
Just
just
do
gonna
it
kill.
again.
I'm just gonna kill the time.
Whichever
This is
one.
the second one, so
If you're not sure, just do it again.
yeah.
So the tape's obviously running out, but
Yeah. And that was really the last item of business I think we needed to cover. So as soon as this phone reconnects to internet service, which is when we're all going to walk out together, it will send these emails that were forwarded from
Okay.
your phone to ADA Hebner's phone.
E V. Here it goes.
Okay. All right, so again, no one has left the room or come into the room. We're all the same parties that were here for each of these three tapes. And all three of these security envelopes are in the same condition. They are now going to Detective Morrow, who will retain them securely until and await further instructions from myself or ADA Hebner. Anything else you want to know for the record, Mr. Emden?
No,
Okay,
concluded business for today.
thank you very much.
Time, please.
Thank you.
The time is now 1:28 p.m.
Just trying to play those movies.
128 or 228?
2:28, sorry about that.